Welcome everyone back to another episode of Lancescurv. Today we are going to speak about ending U.S. veteran homelessness. Yes, you heard it right. Ending U.S. veteran homelessness. Look, we live in a crazy world right now, and regardless of how you feel either side about war, we have to understand that there are those who are patriotic and feel a very strong way about defending the country. Look, a lot of us don't like it. We don't hate the veterans, right? But we may not like the war machine that profits off of war. We may not like going to war, but we don't like the treatment that the veterans have to deal with after serving the country. So many are homeless. Many are emotionally, spiritually, and mentally hurt, and they need healing. We have Brother Christopher here, who's going to speak about his efforts and those who are here with him who are fighting to end U.S. veteran homelessness. Let me tell you something. When I researched this and looked over it, I know a lot of homeless veterans. I've tried my best to help them. But it's an invisible crisis. And it's a sacrifice beyond imagination, that broken promise, the post-traumatic stress disorder, the family struggles, the financial instability, the lack of mental health services, barriers to health care, substance abuse, discrimination, right? The skill mismatch. Imagine you might be highly skilled in the military and come out into society, civilian life, and what you know, there's no jobs out here for it. The educational hurdles, the stigma of homelessness. Some people are ashamed and don't want to be around anybody who is homeless in their family or circle of friends. And it's a lack of transitional support. The complex bureaucracy, the disposable hero myth, like you just used, and now that we used you for your purpose, we can throw you away. Housing shortages, it's bad for civilians out here. So when you come back from war or serving the country, it is even worse. You don't seem to get a heads up for what you've done. It's a battle for your dignity, right? The exposure to the elements, sleeping up under the overpasses that are structurally weak who might fall down on you, right? The mistrust of authority because you've had broken promises so many times, and the invisible wounds, the vicious cycles, veteran suicide. But there is strength in unity, right? And in this road to redemption, we have brothers here, Christopher, Bruce, and there'll be other guests that come on that are going to speak about what this thing is really like and how they're really working hard to end the homelessness that our veterans do not deserve. Welcome to the show, Christopher. Welcome to the show, Bruce. You all are going to have a conversation that I may not know the details of because I have not served, right? And I'm against the war machine, and I'm against the system that doesn't treat the veterans right. I'm on your side as far as that's concerned. Nobody wants to see anybody out in the street, homeless, emotional issues, and nowhere to turn. So I commend you, and I take my hat off to you for stepping in to do what it is that you're going to do. I'm going to shut up now, let you guys talk, and I'm going to listen to the conversation because I know I have a lot to learn. Welcome on to the floor, brothers.
Well, thank you, Lance. It's an honor and a privilege to be here with you today, and especially honored to have Bruce Rothschild on with us. I'm waiting for Johnny to join us, Johnny Alexander. I've been texting him, trying to get him to log into the StreamYard. I just retexted him the link. But
no problem.
How are you today, Bruce?
As soon as he arrives, I'll let him on. And Bruce has such a wide smile that it's a shame that we don't have the camera showing it, but we'll do it just like this, and we'll focus it everything in hand. We'll be doing more shows like this, Bruce. So that smile you'll be able to show another time. But go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I'm honored, man, to connect with you and to bring. Have you gotten a word from Johnny? Is he able to log in yet?
No, it's the screen that will pop up when he comes in. So he's not here yet.
See, I don't even see Bruce's on mine, so it must just be a connection
error. I
error.
see everything.
But
trust me, I have the all-seeing eye over here. I see everything.
Okay, you see everything. Yeah. Well, good. Yeah. So, Bruce and I, we actually met 6 or 7 years ago, and that was at the time when I was developing a program to help veterans with, to help homeless veterans with housing. rehabilitation, physical and mental, and jobs. And I think Bruce has carried it on even a bit further. Tell them more about what you're doing, Bruce.
Well, a nonprofit about 4 years ago that's called Veterans Cemetery Restoration, where we have found, unfortunately, a need for with the cemeteries that the private cemeteries that house the veterans in their final resting place have been less than well maintained. Unfortunately, it's a common problem within the private cemeteries within the African American community. And so we now take care of about 200 veterans in the 3 cemeteries that we do, along with about 900 of the civilians that we take care of. And so being able to do that has kind of lend itself into something that we're also now working on. Is called Veterans City USA, which is just along those lines of being able to get land, and that's where Johnny and Christopher are now involved with, being able to do housing, being able to bring the dignity back
I'm
to.
on, but I was
and me, I did not serve. My father-in-law all served Army Air Corps.
Okay, we'll just put the link there. Just send him on his messenger.
Course.
Okay,
and then my daughter, and she's in Hohenfeld right now in Germany, which we're going to go visit. But my wife actually worked for a group called Housing for Homeless for almost a decade, and she would go into the woods with her group and many other of these government helped nonprofits that unfortunately a lot of that funding dried up. But what we found was that there were so many who were they were so marginalized. It was ridiculous. And living in the woods, having to go get their power from the public libraries and be able to wash up and be able to try and hopefully find a job if possible there. And we really wanted to be able to honor that with the Veterans City USA to make it self-sufficient, but being able to deal with possibly Johnny here, and of course with Christopher, who I've known for a long time now from my World Sports alumni, being an ex-NFL football player, I'm able to use a little bit of my status in helping not only our veteran cemetery restoration, and I'm actually here at Keep Brevard Beautiful, picking up some 50 Keep Brevard Beautiful buckets along with 50 grabbers up here in right near Titusville, where we're doing our cleanup Saturday at the J.N. Tucker Memorial Cemetery, which has 35 veterans and nearly 200 civilians that when we first got there 4 years ago had grave, homeless camps and everything else. So
let me just interject, Bruce. Johnny is in.
Oh, good.
Yeah, everything is behind the banner. So Christopher, Bruce, Johnny, you're all in the conversation, and I can see you, and everything is going good. So I won't interrupt anymore. Just continue the conversation. Thank you.
All right, no problem, man.
So Christopher, if you want to throw down with your words of wisdom, or if you want me.
Okay. Well, Bruce, I was actually going to ask you a few more questions about your background, your history, about your competition. But now that we have the man of the hour, Johnny Alexander, he has joined us. It's an honor and a distinct privilege to welcome Johnny to the show. Johnny, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about the rest of you guys?
Oh, man.
Very good. I'm going to mute myself because I'm going to get a whole bunch of buckets and such from these wonderful volunteers at Keep Brevard Beautiful. So I'll be back on, but I'm going to kind of mute myself for a few minutes while I take this.
Okay, sounds good. So, hey, Johnny, I can't see you now, but we've known each other for quite some time, 4 or 5 years. I know you've been working hard to help veterans. You're a veteran yourself. Tell everybody a little bit about your background, when you got started, which war you served in, and give them a little bit of history.
Well, I'm a Vietnam vet. I served in Vietnam. Because of my service, I am a double amputee. Because of my service, lost both of my legs above the knee. And because of that, I have a love for veterans, especially disabled veterans, both physical and mentally. Sometimes the wounds that we suffer cannot be seen. The easy wounds are the ones that can be seen. And because of that, sometimes the perception from people that did not serve,
Okay.
they take our service for granted. And because of that, sometimes we need places that we can go and rest, or have a place that we can recover from our wounds, or is some place that we need to be around people that served and suffered just like ourselves. And because of that, I'm in the pursuit of designing a community for veterans with disabilities like myself. And it's a community for veterans with disabilities, physical and mentally, a total community that is designed for veterans with disabilities. And we're looking for people with like minds that can help us build these communities for veterans that can go and seek shelter in these places, not only just to live, but can have the facility that they need to recover from their wounds, to have a place for nurses, for psychologists, for physical therapists, for doctors to help them in their recoveries.
Right, exactly. So we're talking about not just a place where we can have for the veterans to have a place to live, but we're also talking about the wraparound services such as physical rehabilitation, mental rehabilitation, veteran business opportunities as well. It's amazing how far you've come. Now you've already got the property and you built the first home. Tell them more about what you've gone through, and I mean, it's just amazing what you've been able to do from the circumstances you're in. And I just want to give you credit for everything you have done, Johnny.
Right now, I've already procured the 10 acres that we've started building the property on. We've built a prototype for the first house that we have, but we just don't want all the houses to be cookie cutter homes. We want the houses to be different. We want the veterans to live in homes that they would be proud to live in. And we want them to be different. We want them to be a community like any other community, but community to meet their total needs, to be able to be homes that they're proud to live in, not just towny houses, but houses that would be accessible to them, that are in wheelchairs, that are in power chairs, that have roll-in showers that would be helpful to them, that have bedrooms that they could move around in, have living rooms and have kitchens and things that will suit their total need, have communities that they could get around in their power chairs or wheelchairs, or ones that have mental disabilities, that they could have trikes that they can run around in, have pickleball courts or basketball courts that they could go to, or jogging courts that they can go to, have libraries that they can go to, or weight rooms, have a total community that would suit their physical and mental needs totally.
Absolutely. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. You've done such a large plan. Now, you've already gone through the zoning processes and different things to get this approved. What do you envision the first phase would be?
The first phase would be, as the zoning told us, that we would have to do it in 3 phases of 15 houses. The first 15 houses with the sewer and water would be the first 15, and then we would do the next 15 and the next 15, and then after that, the inner structure with the cafeteria, and then with the probably library or the chapel. There will be a chapel there for religious services, and then the other inner structure for physical activity, and then for the hospital, or for the services for like VA for the mental and the physical health part would start being in that. And then for all the other recreation activities would start going in for that. But we also are looking at this community to be a green activity with solar going in to make it a green services. We're looking at the future. We're not looking at something just for a quick fix, but something that will last for years to come.
Absolutely. And become self-sustainable. So it's not going to be dependent upon raising money or getting grants or getting loans or getting sustenance going forward. I mean, there's obviously going to be programs out there to help with the food and possibly the medical and some of the mental, but make it a self-sustainable community.
And that's what we're looking at. We're looking at something that will be self-sustainable and something that will be going on for years and years. This is something that we're not looking at someone to be making a profit off the veterans, because in the years to come, and look like what is happening now for veterans look like it has become the new cash cow. And that is not what this program is to be. It is to not look like we're coming in to make money off the veterans, but this program is to help the veterans to become a self-sustaining community where it is something that would keep the veterans going, not only today, but for the future to come.
Absolutely.
To stand on its own.
Well, you know, Johnny, I'm actually looking at the comments here, and we have veterans that are joining us in this, watching the show or listening to the show. I don't have video at my end, so I don't know how your end is working, but I think Lance is working on that. You know, we're working with the clouds. We're working with technology. My
Yes,
video, I don't see my video on the screen. I'm actually looking at the YouTube channel, and it's still just got the beautiful thumbnail that Lance drew. You know, he's an artist, and I thought he did an amazing job with End of U.S. Veteran Homelessness. You know, we need to take this by the handles and really push it hard, because there are so many homeless veterans out there that need our attention, that need to be recognized, that need help to get off the streets, to have a place that they can call home, a meal that they can count on, 3 squares a day that they can count on without being incarcerated, and having, being able to enjoy life. You guys deserve more than that. You deserve a home. You deserve food. You deserve respect. And
yes, allow me to interject really quick. Do you want me to show the faces of our brothers here? I mean,
absolutely.
Okay.
Go and show us.
Okay.
Everybody smile. Bruce already got the big smile on.
Your face is the only one that's not being shown, because for some reason the video part of your screen is not coming through. But I'm going to click this and review this right now. So Bruce, get that smile going on. Johnny, go on.
Now I see. I'm seeing everybody. Do I need to click on my my picture to get there too, or is it?
Well, this is good. This is good.
I've got a lock on my picture for some reason. Do I need to log in?
I've never seen that before on any show I've done, where it's locked like that. I would love for you to be able to show your face, but these are little kinks that we'll get out because we're going to do this on a regular as much as you want to do.
Absolutely.
And we'll work on that. So don't do it to fall off, but we'll work on that.
Okay, no problem. No, I think what you guys look great. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Bruce. I see you now. No, this is great. So I'm really excited to work with Johnny and to work with Bruce. I think what Bruce is, you're both doing amazing things, and it's an honor and a privilege to work with both of you. And Lance, thank you so much for hosting us. Like I say, I flipped over to YouTube channel just briefly to see, and we have quite a few veterans that are on the that are in the chat.
Yes,
and
indeed.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that vets understand. A lot of the housings and things that people, make for veterans, they are tiny little boxes that they give for veterans, and this is something that we don't want to do. We want to give them a house that they can be proud to live in, a true home, not a box. And that's the whole thing that we are building, a true home that they would be proud to live in anywhere they want to go. So it is a exclusive community for veterans that they would be proud to have.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is really, really awesome. And Bruce, I think you started mentioning what you have coming up this weekend. So I want to kind of give you a little bit of space to let people know what you've got going on and how they can help.
Yes, he just fell off because I believe since he's driving, maybe he went into an area where the signal was weak. When that happens, most of the time he just has to hit the link and come back in if he's aware that he fell off. So I guess you can continue on. Yeah.
So Johnny, I'm really looking forward to getting this project going and helping as many veterans as soon as we can. What is the mission statement for? You want me to read the mission statement for the project?
Sure, be my guest.
Okay. Our mission is to create a 45-unit small single occupancy housing community exclusively to house U.S. veterans. The project will be built as a green, high-efficient, low-maintenance development and will be eligible for LEED certification once completed. I think it's a beautiful thing. And our goal is to end homelessness amongst U.S. veterans and to provide greater access to housing opportunities that lead to independent lives. Help with food and clothes, help with bodily injury needs, teach disciplines and challenge of physical activity to stay healthy physically, mentally, and emotionally. These are the key elements to recovery and long-term health and reintegration into society. I think that's a real powerful statement. And so what is the biggest need for veterans right now, Johnny?
I think the biggest need for veterans is housing, mental and physical, have their mental and physical needs taken care of after providing housing for them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And in your experience, Bruce, your wife has done a lot of work with housing for homeless people. Has she done a lot of work with veterans?
Yes. In fact, Joy's job as intake specialist when she first started was with the veterans because Housing for Homeless was.
I think we've lost him.
Oh, he's here now.
Still there? Okay.
I think Bruce said, I don't know if you have a window down or something, but there's a little gust of air.
Yeah, sorry. Unfortunately, I'm on the interstate. I'm on 95. I'm trying to get off, and I'm also in a diesel dually because I had to go pick up all of her stuff.
No problem. You sound good now. It's good. Continue on. Thank you.
Yeah, her specialty was actually working with the veterans, and that's why her and a group with Housing for Homeless and a few other organizations would plan these monthly or bi-monthly trips into the areas where the veterans were at, in their homeless camps and at the libraries and a few other places that they were known to hang out. So that was really her job, was to get as many veterans knowing about the services, because that was a big thing. It's most veterans, because of their lack of social media presence, they're not seeing the things sometimes, the ads on TV, because they're not watching TV or anything else where they're able to learn about these groups who are there to try and help. And then sometimes when they went out there, because of the mental health issues and not trusting and physical problems, they just didn't want to come in.
Right.
And they didn't trust the system that has basically blown them off for decades after decades. So there's a lot of mistrust. So it was a learning process. It wasn't one time going into the wooded areas to find the veterans. It was multiple trips. It was bringing things like toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, socks, clean clothes. It's those kind of things that were so important just to build trust. And
Right.
then what they found is there's on a percentage, there is a mental health issue that they can get them housed, but with keeping them housed, keeping them where they're back taking the medication they should, or just being seen by a medical doctor, being seen by a health facility, was just not able to get funded or get enough funding for all the veterans that need it. And that's one of the things that we really felt that with a Veteran City USA, the ABCs is and we talked about it off camera, was being able to get housing, being able to get a mental health people there, being able to get the physical health, really became the mantra for our ABCs of let's treat the human and not just with a roof over their heads. It really was a three-pronged system, and of course food, and just being able to have a situation where they feel wanted, needed, and they have a purpose. Because with the military life, and again, I didn't serve, but one of the things about the NFL teaches you to be one-on-one with your brother, who's next to you in our version of a very safe trench compared to what the military went through, is we relied on our brothers next to us. And that's the thing with my daughter with West Point. She has brothers and sisters that will be with her for the rest of her life. And getting that camaraderie, getting that sense of I'm accomplishing something, I'm worth something, is so important for your physical and mental health, that sometimes gets, as we talked about with John, he's swept under the rug.
Exactly. You know, and what I find really fascinating is you both share some of the same common sports interests in the shot put and the discus and what have you. You both competed in that, which is quite amazing. So I think there's such a synergy here. And Johnny, how can we help you the most with your project? What can we do to help with your project?
Well, the most that someone can help right now with the project is the biggest thing is funding and man hours and coming down and putting elbow grease in. But funding is the biggest thing right now, is what we're looking at. If that's what you can do, we would greatly need that help, or just coming down and putting in some man hours if you have some skills that you like to put in, and we can use any skills. But funding, we can definitely use it as any project.
You're sitting outside right now, are you? And you could show.
Yeah, I'm sitting on one of the porches of one of the prototypes of the houses that we're doing.
Awesome. Is it a good time to show a little view of the property, or is it?
Yes, I can. You have to remember, I just got out of the hospital with total shoulder, but if you can take, I guess I can do that.
Well, we can do that some other time since you are recuperating, and I think you're getting ready to go back in again. But it's quite amazing. Quite amazing. I'm excited. I mean, I've been up there a couple of times, and it's a beautiful piece of property, and you've already got it all laid out as far as where the housing would go, the cafeteria, everything. You kind of got it laid out. It's beautiful.
But yeah, this is. I'm sitting on the porch of one of the properties. Like I'm sitting in. This is. It's just. I don't know if you can see it. I'm sitting in front of one of the. This is a double door of. This is a roughing of a bedroom that I'm sitting on, and if I turn it around, this is the piece of property. It's just all like forests where there's deers in the front yard in the morning, and in the evening, it's very quiet. It's right off the Itchnatucknee River.
Mm-hmm.
Right off the Itchnatucknee, the Santa Fe, and the Swanee River. Every morning, every evening, there's a herd of deer that come by, so it's very quiet and serene. So it's a great place for veterans to be.
Absolutely. And you're working on something similar to that in the aren't you, Bruce? You're working on a project similar to that?
You're breaking up a little. Can you say that again?
Yeah, I was saying you're working on a project similar to that. The as far as like a property for veterans.
Right. Well, one of the things I was about to say to Johnny is I'd like to use that as a bed and breakfast. Nice. That looks like a beautiful piece of property. That is. That's something that I think would be a wonderful to find a little mental health respite and be able to look at life again as a positive. So, but one of the things you were talking about, Johnny, is everything from man hours to having to get funding with my veteran cemetery restoration. I'm going through the same thing. We're doing our cleanup on Saturday here in Brevard County in Melbourne at the J. and Tucker Memorial Cemetery. So those are the same things that I go through every day, trying to get funding because we have no grants or anybody gets paid to do any of this. We're simply doing this because we want to do the right thing for our veterans who can no longer speak for themselves. So we just want to do the right thing, which is something that you obviously have an incredible calling for.
Yeah, that's what we do too. This is we have no grants or anything like this. It's what we do for the love of veterans, and it's out of pocket, and it's a love of labor, and so anyone who would love to help, if you don't mind, we give them its javacool53@gmail.com. If you would love to help, we would love whatever you can do. Please come by, and if you can swing a hammer, come and swing some hammers.
Well, you guys are, Johnny, you've done an amazing job, and I'm looking forward to it. This is just the first of many conversations and possible videos that we'll make and work together. And the same with you, Bruce. I'm really looking forward to working with you and your organization, helping to restore the cemeteries of fallen soldiers and people who have sacrificed the ultimate sacrifice for this country.
Absolutely. And also, with my construction knowledge, they call me lightning because I never hit the nail in the same place twice. It's really embarrassing for an athletic guy. I need to get new LASIK or something. But yeah, I'm horrible at it, but I am definitely willing to come out there and raise a barn or two as if I was Amish or anything I could do. Maybe Christopher and I could come out sometime and we should have a fundraising dinner or something that we could get involved with, raise some money for you guys.
Absolutely. That would be amazing. That would really be amazing.
Let me ask once again, is it possible to spell out the email address again slowly? And a question was asked if there's a website to go with that. But if you can give us the email address, I'll type it in the chat room so everybody can see it.
Sure.
For me or Johnny?
Sure. It's JAVACOOL53 at gmail.com. Java Cool 53 at gmail.com.
Got it. I'll put it in the chat room. Java Cool, and cool with a C in the beginning.
That is correct.
Thank you so much. That way, whoever watches this as a video after it goes up, they'll be able to see it. And I'll drop it in the description area also. So I'm going to put this where you can see it, and that way people, there it is. It's on the screen now.
And how do they reach you, Bruce? How do they reach you?
They can actually go to Bruce, BRUCE .veteran cemetery restoration at yahoo.com.
Awesome.
Or they can go to our Facebook, Shady Oak Cemetery Cleanup, or on Facebook again, Veteran Cemetery Restorations.
Awesome. Hey, Lance, any other questions with you, my friend? Anybody calling in or needing any answers?
Oh, let me just confirm it with Bruce again. It's Bruce.Veteran Cemetery Restoration at
Yahoo.
Yahoo. Okay, I got you. I'll put that up on the screen too.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
And anybody who wants to come out on Saturday at the J.N. Tucker Memorial Cemetery, Shady Oaks, we've got food, we've got drinks, because we've got wonderful donations from Little Caesars Pizza is giving us 20 pizzas, Dunkin' Donuts, 6 dozen donuts, Krispy Kreme, 10 dozen donuts, Sprouts Market, fresh fruit, Starbucks is giving us 5 gallons worth of coffee. We've got Hooters and chicken wings. We got Long Doggers with 5 cases of water. Sam's Club, 10 cases of water, 2 cases of chips. And we're expecting about 85 veterans out there. We've got Red Box Plus, who has a dumpster with a porta potty on it. I've never seen a dumpster with a porta potty, but they specialize that, and it made it so much easier than having to go, here, I'll hold the towel up while you go. So,
well, Bruce, I might have to say,
brilliant.
Bruce, I have to say that I'm out of the country right now, but after all of that menu that you described, I think I'm heading to the airport to come on over and enjoy that activity.
Absolutely. We got so much food, and being able to, and also Einstein Bagels is giving us bagels. It's just, we're going to feed these, because we're also not only doing the Veteran Cemetery cleanup, we're going to have the junior ROTC out there, most of the chamber, people like
okay, we had a little glitch. Continue on, but sometimes when you're driving, the signal will get weak. So it's okay. We're going to make it through this.
You know, we're going to have Bruce come up to Johnny's place and bring his 85 veterans along with all that food. because I think that's amazing what Bruce has done there. You know, with the down there in Melbourne. Oh, he's still talking.
Yeah, we were able to get in-kind donations. That was a buzzword that we were able to use that we'd gotten from the Knights of Columbus. And they actually, with the Boy Scout in the Scout project, were having a sign put up with every veteran's name on there, on a beautiful sign that was paid for by the Knights of Columbus.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. Hey, Johnny, anything you want to throw in there?
No, life is good. We're just trying to, we would like to get these houses built for the veterans by the end of next year. It would be a great Christmas present for them next year.
Absolutely. And we're going to get that started just as soon as possible. You know, we're talking almost on a on a daily basis about plans and what we can do to bring the funds and what we can do to get things started. So we're going to definitely make this happen. I'm looking forward to it. I'm honored to be working with both of you. And I think with all three of us and many more, we can bring a lot of things to the table. Absolutely. Any I guess we're getting ready to wrap it up here, Lance, but do you have anything you want to add to it?
What I want to add to it is that this is like a seed. There are other organizations out there, but you can never have too much. But it's not just about the organizations, it's about the people behind the organizations and the spirit and the passion of those who look to others who may not be able to fend for themselves or even think to do something like this, because there's a lot of trauma out there in the world. And when you have gone through so much, that trauma can arrest you to make it where like you're crying tears on the inside. I've known a lot of veterans in my lifetime. I do not know what it's like, but I can sympathize. But what I've seen, the little bit that I've seen, I have to say, I have to commend you guys for coming forward and taking your energy and focus on looking beyond yourself to help others, because you know what it's like. You've been in their shoes and in that position, and I sympathize. Like I said, it's a terrible thing when we have to help each other without the help of those who benefited from us doing what we did. And now we're left to ourselves. But you know what? That's the sweetest thing, because when the other veterans see that you reach out to them and help them this way, they know it's genuine and they're not just a number in a position and just a body. You're alive, you have love, you've been through a lot, and you've had to endure a lot to come to this place in your life. And now that you're here, you're doing so much more for the world around you and for some of the families who are not able to help their family who are going through things. So this platform is always open to you. Anytime you want to do a show, you don't have to plan ahead of time. Just ask Christopher. We just did it on the spur of the moment because my time is free and I'm like a fireman for anything good. So if anybody wants to come on, just feel free. You don't even have to confirm it with me. Just call me and say, hey, Lance, are you free at this time? I'm like, okay, I'm free. We'll set it up. If you tell me the aim of it, which I know what it is, but if there's anybody specifically that wants to be interviewed, talked to, or even the ceremony and what you're doing, let's live stream that. Let other people see what it is that you're doing. All you need is your telephone and a good internet connection. We can pass that phone around and speak to the veterans who may want to have a word to say. Maybe some may not want to have anything to say, but this is a good way in sharing in the fellowship that you're cultivating on a great level. And I'm to help you. This is not a thing for money. This is a labor of love for me, because I love the human beings and people around me who are all about doing the right thing by their brothers and sisters.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lance. It's been a real honor and a privilege, and I'm looking forward to many more of these with you and Bruce and with Johnny.
Yes.
Yeah, I should do this once a month.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we've got our Wreaths of Across America on December 16th, where we're going to be placing almost 200 wreaths at the 3 cemeteries, along with reading the names of all the veterans at all 3 cemeteries. So we'll be doing that on the 16th, and we'll be needing volunteers. Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to get Christopher out there.
Absolutely.
Else wants to come out, we do that with honor and reverence. And again, we'll have the chamber out. We'll have Lieutenant Colonel Tim Thomas, retired Army, and Colonel Thomas is with at Vieira High School and the Junior ROTC. And with Colonel Thomas was one of the last military personnel able to get the remains of our soldiers out of North Korea.
Absolutely. Well, Johnny, we're going to definitely have to make our ride out, take a ride out to Melbourne and see Bruce and go get some pizza and some donuts. Sounds amazing.
Maybe a hammer throw.
Absolutely. Bring
I tell you, my last word on a humorous note is that with all that food, you're going to need more than one porta potty out there. And I'll leave it at that.
That's a good one.
That is awesome.
Well,
that is awesome.
From KBB, so maybe we'll designate a couple of those.
That works. That works.
Well, that'll be for Christopher. No one.
I'm sorry.
That'll be. We'll have a special Christopher bucket.
No. Yeah, put my name on it all over the place.
Wow.
So, awesome, guys. Well, I really, really appreciate this, Lance. Thanks for hosting us and for everyone jumping on here. And we're working through the kinks. We'll get it figured out.
Yes, yes. And like I said, I'm open for all ideas, anything you want to do. When you want to speak to anybody, interview them, ceremonies, anything, I'm here to help out. My time is usually free and I can shift things around. So if I'm busy doing something, I could always, especially a day in advance, even the same day, it's not a problem. So I'm just extending that to you to give you the confidence to know that you're not bugging me. I love doing stuff like this. Trust me, my body of work spans over 22 and a half years on different levels, on multiple platforms. And this helps me to bring me life into halt a midlife crisis. So this keeps me busy.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, like I say, it's been an honor and a privilege. Thanks, Bruce, for joining us. Thank you, Johnny, for hosting for being there, man. And I don't have anything else to say today.
No problem. We'll be ready for next time.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Bruce, Christopher. I'm looking forward to more. I'm looking forward to talking with you more. And I'm open for all suggestions. Have a wonderful evening. And thank you all for being here.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.